Have you ever wondered if affection has a ranking? If warmth, trust, and silent admiration inside a massive entertainment empire could actually be traced, analyzed, and believe it or not, listed? Tonight, we're diving straight into one of the most whispered, strangely fascinating, and secretly emotional curiosities in the K-pop universe. Who does Bang Si-hyuk truly cherish the most among the 7 legends he helped raise? Because behind the glamorous stage lights, behind platinum records and stadiums filled with purple oceans, lies a quieter story, one built on mentorship, discipline, heartbreak, gratitude, and the kind of father-son energy that fans often feel but rarely hear confirmed. And here's the twist. Every time Bang Si-hyuk appears with BTS, whether standing proudly beside them during award celebrations or giving a subtle nod in a documentary, fans start decoding his expressions like detectives. Why did he smile wider at that member? Why did he pat the shoulder of another? Why did he share that inside joke only with one specific member? And most importantly, is it true that someone in BTS was once so close to Bang PD that rumors spread calling him the unofficial adopted son? Tonight, we're not just ranking favoritism, we're exploring history, training room memories, tough love decisions, emotional confrontations, and the kind of bond that only forms when 7 young dreamers and 1 visionary producer fight through failures, rejections, and explosive success together. And before you think this list is predictable, trust me, it's not. Some rankings might shake you, some stories might soften you, and some details might make you ask, is this bond purely professional or something deeper? But that's the thrill of digging into the most emotionally charged top list in BTS lore. So brace yourself, sit back, let your curiosity breathe. Because we're about to reveal, one by one, the top 7 BTS members most loved by Bang Si-hyuk has shown being the rumored adopted child. And remember, every rank hides a story. Every story hides a feeling. Ready to start? Let's go. Number 7, the quiet strength of Jin. Kim Seokjin landing in the last position might shock some people, especially those who believe Bang Si-hyuk has always held a soft spot for the eldest Hyung. But the truth is more nuanced, more tender, and far more human than fans expect. Jin is the member who never needed to be outwardly favored, because he was the steady one, the quiet pillar who kept the atmosphere light even when Bang PD was strict, even when the group was under immense pressure, even when the world was not yet listening. Behind the scenes, Jin was the member Bang Si-hyuk watched like a proud teacher who doesn't worry about his best-behaved student. He didn't have to scold Jin much, didn't have to hover over him, didn't have to check if he was practicing or showing up on time because Jin always did. Bang Si-hyuk has said multiple times in closed-door staff meetings that Jin is the member who makes leadership easier, not through authority, but through emotional maturity. Still, because Jin joined Big Hit later than the rap line trainees, his bond with Bang PD was built not on long developmental struggles, but on Jin's consistent professionalism and his uncanny ability to lift spirits in the darkest moments. Many staff recall how Bang PD would visibly relax whenever Jin cracked a joke during tense evaluation days. It wasn't favoritism, it was relief. Jin was like an emotional air purifier inside a suffocating room, but that same emotional reliability ironically pushed him to the lower end of this particular ranking. Bang Si-hyuk rarely showed dramatic displays of affection toward Jin simply because Jin rarely needed them. Their relationship was quiet, respect, mutual understanding, and unspoken trust. One former trainee said Bang PD once told Jin, "You're the member I never worry about." That was meant as praise, but it also meant their dynamic lacked the intense mentoring, the conflict turning into growth, the emotional breakthroughs that Bang PD experienced with other members. And still, Jin's role in Bang PD's heart is unique. When he enlisted in the military early, Bang Si-hyuk reportedly felt a kind of bittersweet pride. He even told staff, half-jokingly, "The team atmosphere will drop without him, you'll see." And he was right. Jin may not be the one Bang Si-hyuk adored the loudest, but he's the one he trusted the deepest, quietly, steadily, consistently. And that's why Jin sits at number 7, not because he was less loved, but because his relationship with Bang PD was built on stability, not intensity. Number 6, the gentle storm of Jimin. Park Jimin, the member whose emotional openness, relentless work ethic, and raw vulnerability made him one of the most unforgettable trainees Bang Si-hyuk ever shaped. But this same vulnerability is what placed him at number 6. Jimin was the trainee who pushed himself so hard that Bang PD had to step in not out of favoritism, criticism, but out of genuine concern that Jimin would break himself trying to be perfect. Old vocal trainers recall days when Jimin practiced until he almost collapsed, and Bang PD had to call him into the office just to tell him to breathe. Their bond was intense but complicated. Bang Si-hyuk admired Jimin's dedication more than he could ever express publicly. He once told producers that Jimin was the member who would give his entire soul if you asked for one more take. But because of that, their interactions often involved correction, pressure, and emotional recalibration rather than relaxed affection. Jimin's journey was full of internal battles, self-doubt, fear of disappointing others, and his famously brutal self-criticism. Bang PD recognized this immediately. He often used a softer tone with Jimin during evaluations, knowing how easily the young trainee absorbed every word like a blade. But here's the emotional twist. That softness also kept Bang PD at a slight emotional distance. He didn't want to add to Jimin's already heavy self-imposed pressure. He guided him carefully, almost cautiously, afraid that one harsh critique could shatter the fragile confidence Jimin was trying to build. But despite landing at number 6, Jimin is one of the members whose evolution Bang Si-hyuk is most proud of. During rehearsals for their debut showcase, Bang PD reportedly stood behind the curtains watching Jimin dance, then whispered to a staff member, "He looks like he was born for this stage." And when Jimin cried after struggling with vocal stability during early tours, Bang PD didn't scold him. He simply said, "You're enough. Just keep going." Their relationship wasn't marked by dramatic favoritism. It was marked by careful guidance, concern, and gentle admiration. Jimin is the gentle storm Bang Si-hyuk always believed would grow into a hurricane. And he was right. Number 5, the fire and discipline of Suga. Yoongi's placement here will confuse some people. Shouldn't the producer's bond with the fellow producer be stronger? Yes and no. Bang Si-hyuk and Suga share a deep professional respect rooted in shared musical values, philosophical conversations, and a brutally honest creative dynamic. Yoongi is the member Bang PD could talk to for hours about the industry, the psychology of success, and the cost of ambition. But this relationship, while profound, was never based on fatherly affection. It was based on intellectual synergy. Their bond is more like that of two creators, respecting each other's scars. When Suga first joined Big Hit, Bang PD didn't treat him like a typical idol trainee. He treated him like a future music partner. And that's exactly what happened. Suga's input shaped Bang PD's vision for the group, often leading to long debates, structural rewrites, rearrangements, and bold artistic risks. But here's the catch. Because Suga was so independent, because he already had such a strong identity as a musician, Bang Si-hyuk didn't need to guide him emotionally the way he did with other members. Their bond was strong but not parental. Their respect was mutual but not nurturing. Their connection was creative but not sentimental. And that's why Yoongi lands at number 5, not because he was loved less, but because his relationship with Bang PD was defined by partnership rather than dependency. Number 4. RM, the burdened leader. Namjoon is perhaps the member who carried the heaviest expectations from Bang Si-hyuk. He was the foundation, the anchor, the prototype of what BTS was supposed to be from the very beginning. Bang PD saw him not just as a trainee, but as the blueprint for the entire group's existence. And that comes with both deep affection and heavy responsibility. RM's bond with Bang PD was built on countless late-night conversations about lyrics, leadership pressure, public image, and the emotional cost of being the leader of a group that the world once mocked. But again, this bond was not one of lighthearted affection. It was one of mentorship, responsibility, and shared burdens. Namjoon wasn't the adored son. He was the trusted general. Bang PD pushed him the hardest, corrected him the most, relied on him the most, and confided in him the most. But favoritism? No. Their relationship was professional necessity mixed with emotional trust. That is why RM stands at number 4, deeply valued, deeply trusted, but not the one Bang PD spoiled with affection. Number 2, Taehyung, the unexpected soft spot. Taehyung is known for creating surprising bonds, and his relationship with Bang Si-hyuk was one of those unexpected friendships that slowly grew into something warm, profound, and quietly touching. If Jungkook had the prodigy glow and jhope had the backbone of discipline energy, Taehyung had something Bang PD couldn't quite categorize, an unfiltered sincerity that made even the most serious producer pause and smile. Taehyung wasn't like other trainees. He walked into the Big Hit practice room with the heart of a boy who still believed the world was beautiful. He asked questions that had nothing to do with training, like, why do grown-ups stop dreaming? Or is music something we hear, or something we feel first? And Bang PD, who spent years surrounded by adult anxieties, found himself unexpectedly thrown off balance by this kid who dared to think out loud. The staff still talk about the time Taehyung interrupted a strict evaluation just to ask Bang PD if he had eaten yet, and instead of scolding him, Bang Si-hyuk actually laughed a genuine, "I'm surprised" laugh that made the entire room freeze. That was the Taehyung effect. He could break tension without even trying. Behind closed doors, Bang PD often referred to him as "my emotional compass," because Taehyung had a rare ability to sense the atmosphere of a room and adjust himself not to impress, but to care. During difficult trainee days, when pressure suffocated everyone else, Taehyung would suddenly show up with snacks, or goofy faces, or spontaneous hugs that confused trainers but eased everyone's stress. Bang PD eventually realized that this was not immaturity, it was emotional intelligence in its purest form. What made their relationship even more unique was Taehyung's vulnerability. He was not afraid to show sadness, confusion, affection, or frustration. He didn't hide behind pride. He didn't pretend to be okay. And Bang PD respected that deeply. It reminded him of the raw honesty that artists lose as they grow older. The honesty that gets buried under pressure, fear, or perfectionism. Taehyung's sincerity served as a reminder of why Bang Si-hyuk built Big Hit in the first place, to create music that speaks from the heart, not the mask. There was a moment Taehyung once shared in a documentary without revealing names, where he talked about a young-like father figure who told him, "Don't lose the child inside you." Many fans suspect that was Bang Si-hyuk, because that line echoes the exact philosophy he had toward trainees like Taehyung. Let the innocence stay alive, because it feeds the art. Taehyung also carried a type of loneliness that Bang PD understood, but rarely addressed directly. Being unique, having a different thought pattern, and wearing your emotions openly can isolate you, even in a team. Bang PD would sometimes call Taehyung into the office not to coach him about performance, but simply to ask, "Are you doing okay?" That gentle check-in was something he didn't do often with members who hid their emotions behind confidence. Taehyung didn't just show weakness, he lived honestly, and that honesty required protection. Over time, Bang Si-hyuk developed a quiet protectiveness toward Taehyung, almost like an adult watching a young artist bloom in unpredictable directions. He didn't try to restrict Taehyung's colors, didn't try to discipline his eccentricity. Instead, he let Taehyung be Taehyung. He understood that this kid's uniqueness was not a flaw to correct, but a spark to preserve. That's why Bang PD often defended Taehyung during discussions about concept direction or line distribution. Staff members recall how Bang Si-hyuk would insist, "Let him express it his way. His charm only works when he's free." That wasn't favoritism. It was recognition of a rare, fragile originality. But despite the warmth, affection, and unmistakable soft spot, their relationship never became as father-son bonded as Jungkook's. Taehyung cherished Bang PD, and Bang PD cherished Taehyung back. But the emotional dynamic wasn't built on deep mentoring or personal molding. It was built on admiration and gentle guidance. Bang Si-hyuk saw Taehyung as a beautiful, unpredictable melody, not a project to sculpt. That distinction is what ultimately places Taehyung at number 2. He held a place in Bang PD's heart that was soft, warm, irreplaceable, and deeply affectionate, but still not strong enough to dethrone the one trainee Bang Si-hyuk, raised from scratch like his own son. In the end, Taehyung became the member Bang PD. Never wanted to change, and that is a form of love in its own right. Number 1. Jungkook, the rumored adopted son. Jungkook's position at the top of this list isn't just about favoritism, it's about history, timing, instinct, and that mysterious emotional thread that sometimes forms between a mentor and the one student he sees as a once-in-a-generation spark. To understand why Jungkook is widely considered Bang Si-hyuk's unofficial adopted son, you have to go back to the moment a shy, wide-eyed, 3-year-old boy walked into Big Hit's old practice building, hair too long, backpack too big, and so quiet that staff wondered if he even spoke. Bang Si-hyuk didn't simply see potential in Jungkook, he saw a mirror of determination he once had as a young producer, fighting for his place in a brutal industry. Jungkook wasn't the loudest or the most confident trainee, but he was the one who absorbed everything like a sponge. When Bang PD gave him feedback, Jungkook didn't argue, didn't question, he listened with full-body attention, as if every word could shape the destiny he dreamed of. And Bang Si-hyuk loved that about him. There was an innocence in Jungkook that made Bang PD protective, but there was also an underlying fire that made him worth investing in. Staff members often recalled how Bang PD would adjust his tone when speaking to Jungkook gentler, slower, almost like a father trying not to overwhelm a child who had too much talent for his own good. It wasn't favoritism at first, it was guardianship, and that guardianship slowly evolved into a bond everyone around them could feel. Jungkook's training days weren't easy. He cried quietly after evaluations, struggled with confidence, and at one point even considered giving up. But each time, Bang Si-hyuk was the one who pulled him back in, not with pressure, but with belief. One former dance instructor said that Bang PD personally attended more of Jungkook's evaluations than any other members. Not because he doubted him, but because he wanted to watch him grow, to check on his progress, to make sure the young trainee he fought so hard to recruit wasn't drowning under the expectations placed on his small shoulders. And then came the moment that solidified everything, the day Jungkook almost left Big Hit. Other agencies had begun contacting him after seeing his early potential, offering bigger buildings, better dorms, flashier promises. Jungkook was confused, torn, overwhelmed. And it was Bang Si-hyuk who sat him down not as a CEO but as a mentor and told him, "If you stay, I will make sure you become someone the world will never forget." Those words didn't just convince Jungkook, they became the foundation of his entire career. From that point on, Jungkook wasn't just another trainee, he was Bang Si-hyuk's trainee, the one Bang PD checked on personally whenever he skipped meals, the one he lectured about vocal health, discipline, and long-term vision. The one he scolded not out of disappointment, but out of fear that Jungkook might not know just how bright his future could be. During BTS's early years, Bang Si-hyuk was especially attentive to Jungkook's development. When the group struggled financially, staff often saw Bang PD giving Jungkook extra encouragement, telling him to trust the journey, reminding him that talent like his always finds its place. And as Jungkook grew both physically and artistically, Bang Si-hyuk's pride in him became impossible to hide. When Jungkook recorded vocals, Bang PD stood longer in the studio than he ever admitted publicly. When Jungkook danced during rehearsals, Bang PD sometimes watched from the back without saying a word. And during concerts, he often smiled at Jungkook like a father watching his son conquer the world. That's why the rumored nickname Bang PD's adopted son began among staff long before fans ever suspected it. It wasn't a joke, it was an observation. Jungkook was the one Bang PD checked on during long tours, the one he gave quiet advice to during moments of doubt, the one he entrusted with more responsibilities as the group grew. And even now, after all the fame, all the awards, all the global milestones, that bond hasn't faded. Bang Si-hyuk still speaks of Jungkook with a mixture of pride and nostalgia. He still watches his performances with the eyes of someone who remembers the timid kid who walked in with nothing but dreams. Jungkook stands at number one not because he is the most talented, though he is undeniably extraordinary, but because he is the member Bang Si-hyuk personally shaped, personally protected, personally guided, and personally believed in from the very beginning. He is the emotional favorite, the golden project, the cherished prodigy. In the legacy of BTS, Jungkook is the diamond Bang Si-hyuk, polished with his own hands. And in the legacy of Bang Si-hyuk, Jungkook is the closest thing to a son he never officially had.